What's up, all of the tricksters and tricksetters? We have another free VOD review this time. And today at our coaching table, we have a gold Omen on Ascent that is named Yo Mama. Now, this is basically a free VOD review that I'm doing for him because I already did some coaching with him and I promised that I'm gonna do one more VOD review. And today, let's see what he can do a bit better. I think I coached Jozo quite recently. He's still doing the training. He's still in his improvement arc, essentially. But let's see what's happening for him. Is he win rate up, down, high, low? I don't know. Let's check it. I have problems positioning myself well on Ascent. I also sometimes don't dare to make out plays because I'm afraid my team will talk me down. Listen here. You're playing in a gold platinum elo. Do you really think that your teammates know what the fuck they're doing? Like 80% of your teammates down there, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, you should never be afraid to go for a play because of your teammates. Like, the best way to grow in Valorant and the best way to improve is to get out of your comfort zone consistently. As soon as you see that your improvement is stagnating, you're not going upwards, get out of your comfort zone. In terms of everything, settings, sensitivity, playstyle, agents, how you play on the maps, etc, etc. Especially when you're playing Omen, repetition is the key to success. If you're never going for the outplays, never going for like aggressive plays, you will not have a good idea. You will not learn when to do them and how to do them properly. Do you think we're all born by knowing everything? Brother, like the whole episode 1 and a close beta, I was a Jet main. I was just a Jet main. And I picked Omen in 2021. February or January, I don't know. Do you think I knew all of these strategies, tactics, when to do them? Do you think I had a good feeling for the timings? Probably a bit better than you because, you know, obviously I have more time in video games and, you know, like better game knowledge, but I was still experimenting, you know, in order to figure out what is a good, bad, and optimal outplay, good, bad, and optimal smoke, retake, etc, etc. Like, repetition is the key. Failure and learning from that failure. So, essentially, you should never be afraid to go for the plays because of your teammates. You should be afraid to go for the plays if you think that the play is not good at that moment of time. Because of yourself, because of the enemies, because of the timing. Then it is okay to feel afraid. But not fully afraid, obviously. Like just, you know, a good dose of afraidness so that you're more careful about your utility usage and executes. So like, brother, fear is non-existent for you in ranked solo queue if you want to climb. Another thing that is very important in Valorant is the confidence, you know. And confidence you build in multiple different ways. Like, basically, the confident player in Valorant is 60% of the times gonna win a duel and win a match against the players that are not confident. So essentially, how do you build up the confidence? By playing the game. Through failure. Through your success. Through, like, your development as a player. Through repetition as well. Obviously. I mean, if you repeat the same shit every single day, 24/7, and you actually master that shit, you become competent. Your confidence is going higher as well. Now, I don't really know what to do. I don't really know what to buy on the pistol rounds with Omen. Okay, man. So we did coaching. Like, we did coaching together. I specifically explained on not every single map, but on a few VOD reviews that we did, what you should buy in the first round and what you should do in the first round. If you need a refresh of your memory, go to my Discord server. You have a ranked playbook. You have exclusive coaching videos. Watch the playbook. Watch the videos on other maps that are not covered in the playbook. Take down the notes for yourself, what you should do if you have an X team, enemies have a Y team, and what should be the result, and for what type of a play you should go. Don't joke with me here, man. Like, you're asking me what you should buy on the pistol rounds with Omen. Playbook time. Playbook time. Like, coaching videos. Like, everything. I've talked about that already, man. Okay. Now, when it comes to his tracker, let's see what happened for him during this act. So, first of all, let me check quickly, like, when the hell did I do coaching with him? I don't want to dox the guy, so just to refresh my own memory a bit. So he got gold 3. So he started at silver 3 when we started our coaching, and now he is gold 3. That's not bad. Really, really good. And we finished our coaching around 2 months ago. Okay, not bad. Not bad, to be honest. Like, going 1 rank up, but there are still plenty of things for you to learn and to do better. So he was probably here, like, hardstack at, like, silver 3. I mean, silver, and now we're close to the platinum. To be honest, like, listen here. If you continue with this, you know, with the training that I gave you, with the aim training routine, and if you actually play the game, because this is not enough playtime, I specifically told you during our coaching, what I expect to see from you is 2 to 3 ranked games of Valorant every single day. You're not doing that. And I told you that if you do that, combined with the training, you should have already been Platinum 3 minimum. Minimum. Essentially. All of your statistics after our coaching skyrocketed. Headshot percentage, 20% better. KD, better. Win rate, bam. But you need to play more. Like, basically, this act, I firmly believe that if you invest, like, until the end of this act, if you play 3 to 5 games per day, Platinum 3 is guaranteed. Maybe you're not gonna get Diamond 1 yet, but Platinum minimum. You know, high Platinum. And then, next episode, we are grinding finally towards Ascendant 1. Next episode, I really think you can get Ascendant 1 if you continue with everything that I've taught you. And I think the real problems for you are going to begin at around, like, Ascendant Elo. But since we didn't do the Ascent VOD review, let's talk about the Ascent. Like, I mean, you know, in my coaching, I cannot do, like, every single map. We cannot do a VOD review, like, on 7 maps, obviously. So this map we didn't cover. This is my first time watching him play the Ascent. Now, needless to say, all of your general stats are still, you know, suboptimal, and some of them are really bad, but I'm not gonna review your tracker because you already know what to do. Obviously, your ADR can be 20% time better. You can keep the KD above 1 without any problems. You still need to do the aim training routine every single day and everything that I've shared with you. KST got better. Previous KST of yours was shit. It's 71%. That's like suboptimal, but it is not as bad as it was before. And yeah, clutch percentage got a bit higher, but still is suboptimal for this elo. Last deaths. Do we value our life a bit more now? Let me see the last deaths. Where is the L? L. 171 in 62 games. Much better. Because previously he was dying first. You know, not first, but he was just not respecting his life in this elo. Brother, if you want to carry your matches in gold, platinum, diamond elo, every low and medium elo, from Iron 1 to Immortal 2, if you're not alive, you're just praying to God that your teammates are going to win that round. There are some fights that we need to fight, and some fights that we don't need to fight at all. Now, attacker side, you still, I mean, on attack you have 53% win rate. It is definitely better than in the previous act. But once again, as I said, like your KD, KST, they can be 20% better for this elo. And defense also got a bit better. You're actually better on defender side. So yeah. Okay. Okay. You're sticking to the plan. Playing Viper probably on Breeze. Spamming the Omen. Everything is you're moving upwards. That's really a good thing. Like, I mean, you know, improvement is the process. Like, you cannot, you know, there's not a magic pill to actually improve you. Right now, just continue doing the original training that I've shared with you, and then after you reach like Platinum 3 or Diamond 1, we're gonna change it a bit, because this is really good. Really nice. 60% win rate, all of the stats are going upwards, and I think during the summer this is gonna become even better. On Breeze you struggle with Viper actually. Okay, Breeze is going out, who the fuck cares? So I'm not gonna talk about this, you know? On Haven you can easily play Omen as your main agent, like Omen on Haven is fucking Giga Chad. And the new map is probably gonna be the Omen map as well, because it looks mega claustrophobic. Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. Weapon stats are also... Let me see the weapon stats from the previous act. Oh yeah, this is much, much better, man. Much better. Very fucking good, brother. Full by rounds are so much better. Semi rounds are better. Pistol rounds are still not good enough. In pistols, like, pistol rounds are your biggest enemy right now. I would just highly advise you to look at my rank playbook on my Discord server and just repeat every single shit that I mentioned for Omen on every single map. Because this is no bueno, man. No, not that good. Not that good. And eco rounds got a bit better, but I still feel that in this elo, you can keep at least 1 KD in eco rounds if you abuse the shorty, some aggressive plays, aggressive teleports at the right moment of time, obviously. Weapon versatility is still not that good, you know? I remember that you're afraid to pick up the operator, pick up the outlaw, but this is the best moment of time for you to experiment, to get better as a player. You know? You're not gonna experiment and like do some random shit when you're Immortal 3 grinding to Radiant. When you reach Immortal 3, 90% of your skill sets should already be on the level of a Radiant player. Like, this is moment of time for you to grind, to get out of your comfort zone, learn, essentially. Like, pick up the operator. In the rounds when you see that you can punish the enemies, and on the maps where the op is amazing, pick up the outlaw. You see that enemies don't have a light shield, pick up the outlaw. Pop, 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 pop. Body shots. You don't need to aim. I know that you had a lot of problems with your mechanical skill, but body shots, brother. Shorty is there. It's a bit higher than before. Stinger can be implemented a bit more. Maybe Judge on Bind, you know, like we were using Judge actually in some of the rounds. And yeah, I mean, nothing really to shit about. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things to shit about. It's still not good, but it is not as bad as it was previously. Like, previously, like, look at this, man. Like, my dude, look at this act. This was the act during and after our coaching for a bit. Like, here, this was terrible. 67% KSD. Tracker score 228. 46% win rate. 12% headshot ratio. 0.86k. Clutch percentage 1.9%. Ay. Last deaths 146 in 73 matches. Attack, man, we don't need to even see this shit. 90% headshot ratio with a Vandal. Now it's 23%. Shorty, bottom of the barrel. Judge, nowhere to be found. And you still need to implement a fucking outlaw and operator. Like, don't feel afraid. Like, you don't give a fuck about your teammates. In this elo, you solo fucking carry. Solo fucking carry. You are in the low elo. Iron 1 to Diamond 3. You cannot rely on anyone. Team play doesn't exist. I mean, we're still playing a team play game, but you get... I taught you all of this. You know, the mindset that we should have in Valorant ranked solo queue. In this elo. Like, come on, brother. And these stats, I'm not even gonna talk about them. Overall, not bad. You're on the right trajectory. Anyways, we're doing this VOD review just to check up on him and see, like, you know, how much he is improving and if the training is actually working and the coaching is working. One thing that the main thing that I'm not satisfied with is 36 hours this act. We started strong, we're getting better, we're doing the training. This is the act where you should have had like 90 hours, 100 hours, so that I can put you, you know, like on my Discord server as an example of a player that I've coached like in 2 months from Silver 3 to like Platinum 3 or Diamond 1. But okay, you know, we all have different times to play the game, and I completely understand that. And if you just keep up like this, I would actually recommend you to keep up with our initial plan all the way up to Ascendant 1. Fuck it. Only if you hit some heavy roadblock, like basically you get hard stuck, then we're gonna change the training and aim training routine for you, and that's it. So today, in this VOD review, we're only gonna focus on one topic, and that topic is gonna be Omen on Ascent. Acid Voyager, welcome to the stream, brother. Okay, so that's gonna be our main focus. I'm not gonna speak about anything else. We have Ascent, and we're playing on a defender's side. Wanna gamey mamey, Prixie losing brain cells. Like, this is what Prixie just wrote me. Ah, brother. Let me see which rank is he. Can I troll him? Yeah. Brother, I don't play with immortal players. Sorry. He's gonna be so mad. Yo, I'm gonna get copyright strike on my second YouTube channel. He's gonna be so mad. Damn the disrespect. Brother, every time I got Radiant, I mean not every time, but the last 3 times I got Radiant, the last match I do a kill with Prixie and we won it. It's a joke. It's a joke, of course. Nomad doing VOD reviews. Maybe later. Okay. Defender side with Omen. Okay. Oh, you don't see my ugly face. Okay. Let's talk about the Ascent for a second. Listen here. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. You good? Okay. Now we can speak. So, our default bomb site and our number 1 priority on Ascent is A site. Number 2 priority, B site. Capish? All good. What does that mean? That means that on Ascent, on a defender side, we prioritize defending A side whenever we have no fucking idea where the enemies are gonna go, and especially in the first round. But on Ascent, we value team play and refrag potential over the map control. So in general, you don't give a shit that much about defending the B site and A site. The whole point of playing Ascent on a defender side is I want to figure out some kind of a strategy to get a kill, tuck myself in with my teammates, make small numbers advantage, and play the retakes. And fight every single fucking fight that my teammates are gonna fight at that moment of time. So, on this map, we also want to play a semi-aggressive playstyle. We need to consistently pressure the enemies in B main, mid, and A main, take some space from the enemy team, make them use some utility before they execute a bomb site, and essentially, in every single round where you're full buy, and enemies are full buy, essentially in every round where the enemies are full buy, you want to take space from the enemies, deny that space, potentially get a kill. And on Ascent, we value the defense of Market and defense of A short in ranked solo queue over the actual bomb sites. Like, especially if you're alone on the site. Let's say you're alone on the A site. Enemies can push you through garden and short, go onto tower, surprise your teammates, push you through A main. Why the fuck would I stay here? Close the doors, fight only for the garden and short, and be aware that enemies might have a timing to walk into the A site and go onto the rafters. So give that information to your teammates. Whenever enemies are splitting the A site and your teammates are in the short, close the doors, sell the A site, fuck up the enemies in short and garden, retake the A site. Done. On this map, as long as we have numbers and economy to retake the bomb sites, we're playing more the retake game and more on the numbers, essentially. Because both A set and B set are quite easy for retake compared to some other maps, such as, on Lotus, retaking A set is cancer. And on Lotus, if you lose 1 inch of the map, you lose so much information about the enemies. So on Lotus, we cannot play in the same way. Now, in the first round with Omen, on Ascent, obviously we're doing classic pistol shorty strategy. So, we're starting here. Classic, shorty on the ground. What are we buying? Light shield with 1 shrouded step, or 2 smokes, paranoia, and 1 shrouded step without a light shield. We're waiting for the enemies to make a contact, pick up the shorty at the start of the round. Enemies make the footsteps, they're executing a sight. Okay, play with this Kabi position smoke, dodge the enemy's utility, dodge the enemy's random spam, and pick a right moment of time to just bop, go in, and then what we can do, we can TP here, or maybe inside of the enemy's smoke. Enemies are coming out. If you purchased the shorty without a light shield, we can just use a paranoia, and then bop, even more kills, and we make a numbers advantage for our team, and now we can play together with our teammates. In the first round, on a defender side, remember one very important rule. Your job is not to defend the site alone. It's impossible, based on the, how much utility enemies have. Like, we're playing as semi-automatic weapons. Like, your main job in the first round on a defender side of every map is to get a potential pick by abusing some cheesy strategy or off angle, and immediately survive, reposition, and play with your teammates. Your job is done, essentially. Now, if the enemies are coming through short, focus on short. If the enemies are going B, pick up the classic pistol and essentially just give this smoke to your allies, or the one-way smoke, so to say, like up on this lamp right here, and then we go for the retake on the B site. And that's how we play the first round of Ascent on a defender side. Let's see what you're gonna do. The VOD doesn't have a volume. What the fuck, brother. Like, you had one job. One job. Okay, never mind. I need to do this VOD review because, like, maybe we get the volume later. No, we don't get the volume at all, huh? Yeah, we don't get the volume. Okay, whatever. Like, let's do a silent VOD review. We're gonna put some kind of a music if this goes on YouTube. Okay, mistake number 1 is the following. We're playing B site in the first round. I would never trust my teammates with an A site in the first round. Like, playing the retake on A site is cancer in the first round compared to the B site. And 60% of times in ranked solo queue, enemies in the first round are gonna hit you onto the A site. Especially here where we have the Cypher in our team comp, they might think that Cypher is B, which is his default position. So here, instead of your Raze playing short, you should be the one there. And tell your Raze, brother, I think enemies are probably gonna go B, go play B. Lie to her, tell her something, tell her that your Raze is the best teammate alive. Tell her that you're gonna lick the pussy of that Raze, just for her to play on the B side. Now, second thing here, okay, if you already played B side in the first round, why don't we use a classic shorty strategy? Just classic shorty, light shield, enemies are coming B, we create this type of a smoke, enemies are pushing in, bop, easy kills. With a TP, we can maybe even outplay the enemies, or simply reposition towards the bomb site and wait for our teammates to help us out. Or maybe You know, when you're playing Omen, another thing that you should really focus on is enemies' default smokes. Like, enemies' default smokes are also your escape routes. Like, a lot of times, like, you know, if I do this type of a strategy and I take a kill, I'm gonna teleport into the enemy smoke, into the market. You know, we take a kill here, take a classic pistol, just jump and teleport towards the market. On Ascent as well. Like, if I kill the enemies close to the choke point here, okay, just go out with a kill, bamboozle the enemies, and now we play safe. We think, we look at the minimap and see what our teammates are doing. Okay, that one-way smoke... Okay, listen here. This first smoke, this one-way for the B-main, is actually good. Good smoke, good everything. To stop and delay the enemy's push. But that second smoke, why? That's a waste. Essentially. Especially in the first round. We don't have information where the enemies are going. Like on Ascent, 90% of times, you want to use your first smoke to support your teammates somewhere. One way in A main, one way in B main, mid link smoke, top mid one way smoke, you know, depending what your teammates are pushing and where they're fighting the enemies. But the second smoke, you need to save once your teammates make a contact with the enemies. Like here, not having a smoke to help our teammates on A side. Interesting game decision. Bad, essentially bad. Okay, this VOD review is gonna be really silent. So here your teammates should be having a smoke like on A side. And also, why the fuck are you playing Frenzy, man? Like, Frenzy is the most inconsistent weapon right now in Valorant. Absolutely not worth playing on most of the maps. Play the classic pistol with light shield. Because anyways, some of your teammates are gonna die. You're gonna pick up Frenzy and it goes from them. Anyways. Like, especially when you're going on the retakes. Like, classic pistol beats the Frenzy 8 out of 10 times. If the mechanical skill of both players is equal. Now, not having that smoke for the aim and push is really, really disgusting thing. Another tip. In the first round on a defender's side, we never go for the flanks and lurks. Why? You don't know how much you can trust your teammates. Like in Valorant, you can go for the flanks and lurks only if you notice in the first 4 to 5 rounds that you can trust your teammates, that they're gonna stay alive long enough so that your flank and lurk can actually work. But going for this play right now, while we don't know how good or how bad our teammates actually are, is a big gamble. Like, this is a complete 50-50 gamble. Right now, what I would have done is just rotate on short, play with the raise, kill the enemies that are pushing the choke point. If the enemies rotate from A to B, who the fuck cares? My teammates are going to be alive and I'll be able to refrag them. But now, when you're going for this play so early on in the match, you might be left alone, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, and obviously the round is going to be 10 times harder. Was the gamble worth it? Okay. Oh, brother, but listen here, like... listen, first of all, Frenzy is really shit weapon. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know why in ranked solo queue of Valorant, you would ever buy the Frenzy over the Ghost, Classic, Sheriff, Shorty, etc, etc. Now, with the Frenzy, on this distance, it is still better to go for a burst fire. Like, the only time when you should be like, you know, spamming the enemies with a Frenzy, if you're 0 to 10 meters away from an enemy. So let's say an enemy is here, and you're here. Okay, here we can spam. But on the distances above like 10 meters, this one is like 20 meters. It's still better to go for the burst fire, like 2 to 3 bullets. Strafe left and right, and try to navigate these bullets into the enemy head. And if one bullet hits the enemy head, that is the moment of time where you can commit, crouch down, and try to finish off that enemy. But until the moment of time when you hear that dink, you cannot crouch down, you cannot commit to the spray. We need to strafe and burst fire that idiot. When you deal enough damage, we can commit and pray to God that one of these bullets should end up on the enemy's body. Take your time, man, especially if you're behind the enemies, like, you don't need to do this shit. And now, after we lost this fight with the enemy Gecko, I mean, we didn't lose it, but we didn't win it as well. Chill a bit. Keep your location a secret. We're 3 versus 3. You know, we didn't lose the numbers advantage. Right now, what we can do, we can simply use the smoke here, and now push that Gecko with a frenzy, close the gap, delete that Gecko. We can check the vines sideways, kill the Gecko, and now we're able to support our teammates. Plus, this smoke is really good for your teammates on the site. I mean, this is like a default smoke on Ascent to stop the enemy's push. If the Gecko is coming through this smoke, and Cypher is watching the smoke, he's in a huge disadvantage. So instead of just swinging out like a monkey from a position on which Gecko already knows that you're gonna swing, take your time. Use your utility, close the gap with that enemy, keep your location a secret. Also, we can maybe ignore that Gecko, because the enemy team is probably fully distracted by your teammates on the bomb site. Even if we ignore the Gecko, we can easily get the kills onto the enemy here, and then deal with the Gecko later. Ultimate mistake in this round, play A site in the first round. Don't buy the frenzy. Other pistols are much better and more consistent. And the mistake number 3, never go for the flanks and lurks in the first 3 to 4 rounds. Only when you're 100% certain that your teammates will stay alive and you will be able to complete that specific route. Now, in the second round of Ascent, no matter if you win or lose the first round, we always gamble and play on the A set as well. In the second round, only God can tell us where the enemies are gonna go. A short and A set are still our highest priority. So if you lose the first round on A site, repeat some kind of a classic pistol shorty strategy. Like we can do this cabby position smoke, this cabby position smoke, play around it. We can do a deep smoke as well. Enemy Sova is droning. Go out, kill the Sova, try to kill one more enemy. Yes, you're probably gonna die. But in eco rounds, we don't value our life. The main mindset that we need to have in eco rounds is the following. We want to trade ourselves for as many kills as possible, allowing our teammates to have easier time winning that eco round. So if you get like 1 or 2 kills, that's already a good job from you in an eco round. And we are damaging the enemy's economy, preserving our economy, building the ultimate points, and that's it. And if you win the first round, in the second round, outlaw with a light shield or heavy shield and utility. And basically we go for the aggro peek at tiles, we hold the short and mid tiles, and we're basically supporting our teammates on A or doing a fast rotation through the CT onto the B site. In this round, if you wanted to play B site, I would have done the classic pistol shorty strategy as well. Like, this one-way smoke doesn't have a single purpose if you're not contesting enemies aggressively in this B main area of the map. Like, what's the purpose of that one-way? If you cannot hold it, like, or play around it. But let me showcase you a fake one-way smoke that we can use to outplay the enemies and outsmart them in eco rounds. So essentially, you know, a lot of the players, when they see this smoke, they basically think, okay, that's basically just a regular, like, one-way smoke, enemy Omen fucked it up, whatever. But this fake one-way smoke is really good for you to push the enemies, get into this circle right here. Enemies don't see your legs. There. In that corner. And then from this corner, if the enemies pass you, easy kills. Or you don't need to wait for the enemies to pass you or to tag you with a recon utility. As soon as one enemy is close, we can peek out, take the kills, and trade ourselves for like maybe 1, 2, 3 kills, delay the enemy's push on B side, and also there is a second teammate here playing with a shorty. That's how we defend in this round. Okay, enemies are pushing A again. Listen, like just play A side and A short in the first like 2 rounds, and then from the third round we're reading the enemies and trying to like position based on what they're gonna do. Okay. Oh, frenzy again, huh? This is gonna be fun. Interesting peek from the smoke. Like here, like, you know, when you're peeking through the smokes, and whenever you're, you know, like trying to get in a specific area of the map, like I'm always trying to jump, drop, or like position myself somewhere where I'm not overexposed from 10 million different angles. Like if one enemy is basically here, you know, and I have one teammate at the generator, I definitely don't want to swing this neon like this, where I'm fully exposed from under the sight, from the sight, from the aim in, from the switch. So, how we pick that neon? We jump here and take the fight with that neon. Or we just wait for the sky to get a contact with the neon, and then we peek out, take a kill, and maybe win this round. Also with Omen, like, listen, whenever your smokes are really close to being recharged, wait a bit. You know, if there's already 2 or 3 seconds for your smoke to come back in an eco round, wait a bit. Because here, like, what we could have done to engage the neon and enemies on the site is elevator smoke. Basically, how should this smoke look like? The best practice is to put it so that it connects with this box and with this area of the map. We drop this smoke, wait for the smoke to be in the middle, drop down, and now ba 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 ba. We close the gap with the enemies with eco and hull by weapons and take easy kills. Also, another thing that we could have done in this scenario is a fake shrouded step to get the information about the enemies before we engage them. If you're already in the enemy smoke, you have no idea where are all of the enemies. Do this. Use the shrouded steps as a recon dart. Plus, enemies might think that we're teleporting somewhere on the site. They're gonna turn away. Aha, neon is right here. Bap bap bap. But I cannot peek the neon because one enemy is in A main. Okay, now I need to use elevator smoke to close the gap with that neon and kill the neon. Be methodical with your utility usage. Like, basically, don't rush things out, you know. Okay, now in this third round again, like, only God can tell us where the enemies are gonna go. But because enemies probably noticed that Cypher is playing A site, this is our first full buy round. 2 times in a row enemies went A, and now enemies are playing a hull buy eco round. Chances are around 70% that enemies are gonna go either B or market, and only around 30% that they're gonna do the A push once again. So playing on the B side is actually a good idea. And now, instead of doing the stop mid smoke for your Reyna, we should be doing a one-way for B main to delay and stop the enemy's push, and then we can use the second smoke to support our Reyna. Your main priority on Ascent is supporting your teammates in A main and B main with a one-way smoke or some kind of a smoke as soon as the round starts. And then we're using the secondary smoke based on, you know, what the rest of the team is doing, or just, you know, where we see the enemies at that moment of time. Okay. Okay, we're holding a Paranoimus Rex. Enemies are doing my pattern of pushing. Love it. Love it. Okay, listen here. So, With Omen, we have 3 types of smokes. We have the smokes to, number 1, stop and delay the enemy's push. Number 2, to retake the bomb sites. Number 3, to outplay the enemies and play around the smokes. Whenever we want to stop the enemy's push, we either want to do a one-way smoke or a deep smoke towards the enemies in that choke point. So here, if the choke point is a corridor like this, we want to use this smoke. So when the enemies are coming out, they're still inside of the choke point, bugging each other's out, and you can pick them up based on timing, maybe collide them, kill them, and also the enemy jet player is forced to use a smoke here if that jet wants to dash all the way up on the generator. If she's not using a smoke here, she's gonna be fully exposed, and she needs to run all the way here to updraft dash on top of the generator. So we're also taking some space from the enemies and timings by negating this specific area of the map. And if a certain choke point has a one-way potential, we should always do the one-way smokes instead, obviously. Second type of smokes are the smokes to retake the bomb sites. And they are placed in the way that you place your smoke. So basically, we place the smoke exactly at the choke point, and this is the smoke, for the retake. Why do we use this smoke? Because, if enemies want to contest us, they need to go out of the smoke into open in order to retake the site and help their teammates out. And the third type of smokes to play around them are the smokes basically where you create the Kabi locations, tri-lane smokes to outplay the enemies. We have a variety of those specific smokes. So this smoke that you did right now is not a good smoke to stop and delay the enemy's push. And in this round as well, I will be rotating fast through the city to connect with my teammates as soon as possible. First of all, we've noticed that enemies don't have anyone that is lurking and flanking in the first 2 rounds. Second of all, our teammates are not really the best at stopping the enemy's push. So especially in this elo, 80% of times, 90% of times, it is just better for you to rotate fast through the safest and fastest route possible to just support your teammates. Done. You don't know who the fuck you're playing with. So you're just wasting your time here that we could have used to rotate fast and support our allies. One teammate down. Omen with the judges on the site. Enemies in the choke point. Okay. In this round, the gamble was okay, but still, it's not okay. And, as we've already mentioned, you always want to play as aggressive as your most aggressive teammate is playing. So right now, we should be supporting this Reyna and taking the space together with the Reyna. I mean, we're gonna bait the shit out of her. Just make sure that we can refrag that Reyna and not lose the numbers. Okay, even though we got revealed on this position, we can stay up here because we have 2 teammates below us. But since Reyna is aggressing this Neon, maybe not the best idea. And here, I told you multiple times that stay away from using any unnecessary utility if you already have true numbers advantage. We are 4 versus 1. You don't need a smoke there. What you need to focus on right now is holding an angle in a way how you can refrag your teammates, most aggressive teammates, at every moment of time. Fuck that smoke. Let the Neon peek. But just be ready for that peek and ready to support your allies. And, if you already have a smoke there, we cannot all hide, so we need to jiggle peek that smoke and see if that Neon is actually getting out. Like this, for an example, and killing your allies. No reason to take these fights. I mean, we're still gonna win this round, just these 2 deaths were so pointless. But just if you focus more on actually taking the fight with your allies instead of hiding and doing nothing, this would have been completely different. Like, okay, my teammates are taking like this angle to fight this neon. So my Reyna is here. My Sky is here. Where do we play? We play here. Reyna takes a fight. Delete the neon. Save the life of your Reyna. Sky takes a fight. Swing behind the Sky. Take a fight. Delete the neon. We preserve the economy. We don't lose some unnecessary lives and weapons. We're good in that first full buy round. Now, in this round, once again, I would play B site, especially because we stopped the enemy's push on A in the last round. And yeah, I mean, sure, we can just hold the paranoia for a raise and try to delay the enemy's push like this. But if the enemy Omen uses the ultimate, because Omen has the ultimate, what I would do instantly in this round, okay, if I'm holding this paranoia, as soon as the Omen uses the ultimate, I would drop the paranoia and teleport here to kill that Omen and to surprise him, which is a very common play and a very common teleport. Good Paranoimus Rex. Okay, since your teammates are so aggro, we can go aggro as well. Another benefit of playing Omen in these elos is like, if your teammates are going for some unnecessary, aggressive plays, fuck them up with the one-way smokes. And if they peek those one-way smokes, they would anyways die. That means that their IQ is 0. Like, a lot of the times in ranked solo queue, like, I intentionally do the one-way smokes in front of my teammates if they're going for some kind of a suboptimal or a bad play. So for example here, why do we need to hunt for more kills? We don't need to do that. Give your teammates this one way. If they're already here, and if Reyna and Raze peek this one way, you don't give a shit. Essentially. And also, after taking a B main area of the map for free, you should have done a one-way smoke here to keep this area of the map for yourself, so the enemies cannot push it without wasting enormous amount of utility. Is Omen good on Icebox? Yes. From Iron 1 to Immortal 3, like, you can have like 70-80% win rate easily. Okay, enemies are rotating to A. Listen, like, one thing that you're doing really bad is that you're not getting information for yourself at the choke points. And for example here, we lost so much area of the map for nothing. Brother, if you already take a B main, do the one-way smoke in B main. At the end of the day, why the fuck did we all go back towards the stairs? Stay here, hold this angle. Just for the information. You cannot let the enemies walk all the way up here or here and then surprise you. Why did we take all of this space if we are instantly going to sell that space to the enemy team? Doesn't make any sense. Stupid. And also, with the Omen, if enemies are already pushing B, we stop the enemy's push on B side. You want to play passively on the side. Why are you playing stairs? Just instantly teleport on an off angle and hold this position. Anyways, enemies in your elo, like, from Iron 1 to Ascent 1, brother, like, crosshair placement is going, it's like a heart rate, you know, diagram. Like, just hold this position, you know, all the way at the edge. Killjoy peeks you, burst fire, drop down, stop the enemy Killjoy push with a smokes. Let's slowly reposition towards another angle. And maybe jiggle peek it, get the information if the Killjoy is going out, etc, etc. This is another thing that you're not doing. I mean, like, I cannot play passively here and just let the enemies walk into the site. I need to jump spot the enemies, or at least jiggle peek them to get the info where the fuck are the enemies at that moment of time. And this is exactly what happened in this round, apparently. Like here, we lost the B main control, and then the enemy Killjoy walked on the other side of the smoke, and now we are like, oh, How is the killjoy there? Give me a break. Also, like, man, you really need to learn, you know, all of the one-way smokes. Actually, let me see what type of a weapon Sky has. I don't know what the fuck is this. Is this some shotgun? Yeah, that is actually a shorty. Okay, that smoke there is good. Like, you always deploy your smokes based on what type of a weapon your teammates are using. So that smoke there on the lower ground is good. But, you know, if you truly want to stop and delay the enemy's push, just use the smoke on top of the lamp. Basically on the A-short area of the map. Just a second, I'm having some kind of a, like, you know, itch. Alex Itch. M5. The guys know who is the Alex Itch. Of course you don't know. What happens now? Yeah, Killjoy pick the B-man area of the map. That smoke there was good because of the shorty. Now, you see this. Like, you're like, ugh! How is the Killjoy there? Because you sold the space that you have taken a long time ago. I don't know how we actually survived this fight, to be honest. Reposition. After every single fight that you take with the enemies, with Omen, we are repositioning or faking our location. You know? Like here, for an example. Okay, I took some gunfight with that Killjoy. Fake shrouded steps. Ba 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 ba. Or maybe a real shrouded steps. Jump spot if the Killjoy is there. That's it. Let's not repeat the Killjoy from the same spot. But the Raze got that kill. She got that information. Okay, Neon is in the CT. She actually going B. Sorry guys, we don't have the sound on this VOD, so I'm just guessing things at this point. Okay, enemies rotated to B actually. Ooh, that smoke is good for you. Listen here. We are 2 versus 2. You're very low HP. We need to wait for our teammate to retake this site. Right now. On the retakes, don't rush things out. Don't rush your plays. If you already have enormous amount of time to defuse the spike. Unless you have a really good potential to get an easy kill. Here, for an example, what I would do is teleport up here. See if the enemies are maybe going to push the speedway, because both of the enemies are on the B side. And then, from this angle, I'll try to maybe scout the enemies. We have 2 smokes, right? We have 1 smoke. Okay. That 1 smoke, we can use to deny the enemy's vision. Here. And now, we go for the retake together with Reyna. We can maybe use fake shrouded steps to outplay the enemies. And to scout them. And then, once we get the information about the enemies, we can just fuck them up with the Reyna. Why are we rushing things out? And forcing now the duels when we are not ready to force them? Also, like, angle clearing is 0 points, man. Like, this needs to be much more methodical and, you know, much more precise. First of all, on the retake here, it's much better for you to do the one-way smokes to block the enemy's vision at the boathouse. Second of all, you know, if I'm retaking the speedway area of the map, jiggle peak, or, you know, this type of a swing. Like, you cannot drive around the corners like an Uber, you know? You're not driving a taxi. Place your crosshair for the most probable position where the enemy can be at that moment of time. Go for the swing. Or go for the jiggle peak. Especially now, where you have, like, this teleport available, we should be playing with the enemy's mind. Right now, I'll be using a fake shrouded steps to make the enemies think that I'm going on the site, and then swing from the speedway. And instead of that, we are just bamboozled. Okay, okay. Not really your fault that you lost this round, but, you know, if you already take some space from the enemy team and it's just stupid to sell it. Like, if you're already playing Omen with a really good one-way smokes for that area of the map. Doesn't make sense. Listen, man. Like, if you want to smoke the top mid, to stop the enemy's peak or to just prevent the enemies from peeking, it is much better if you use a one-way smoke right here. Yes, this is the only red arrow one-way smoke that actually works in the game. You completely block the vision of the enemies on top of the box. If the enemies are swinging that, they are in a huge disadvantage. Why not? You know. And also, as I said, like, when you're playing Omen, unless you're heavily contesting the enemies on mid, and you think enemies are gonna go mid, your first smoke should always be deployed either for the B main or for the A main to support your allies. To make the enemies waste some kind of a utility here and here, so they have less utility to push onto the site. Right now, once again, I would just be doing a aggressive B-main one-way smoke to support my Raze and Cypher, and saving one of my smokes for the A-set push. How is our economy like this? Let me just check what he could have bought. So we have 4,750 credits. So that is like 3,900. 3,900. Let me calculate this quickly. Sorry, guys. Math is not mathing today for me. Yeah. Okay. In this round, what I would have actually bought is the Vandal and Light Shield. Who cares that your teammates don't have the money to buy right now and that we're playing an eco round? Like, in every round, you always invest all of the credits that you're not going to use in the next round, so that you have higher chances of winning that round. If I have 4,750 credits in this round, let's see what we can buy. So in the next round, we have like 715. We can buy the Vandal, we can buy the Light Shield. Okay, Vandal and Light Shield. And we can also buy maybe one Smoke, Paranoia, and one Shrouded Step. And if we make pre-assumption that we're not going to use some of this utility, next round, once again, we're playing a Vandal with a Light Shield. And potentially with a full utility. Why am I fucking up my chances in this round for saving so much money? The only time when I would save this many credits for the next round is if I want to buy the Operator. You know, I mean, here he bought the Bulldog and a Light Shield, which is okay, but still, like, you know, just buy the Vandal and the Light Shield, and you have money to buy in the next round as well. And we have the highest chances of winning this round. Now, in this round, like, only God can tell us where the enemies are gonna go. So when you're asking for the God, hey God, where are the enemies going on Ascent, on a defender side? You play on A side, not on mid. And this play, you know, this rotation that you're doing through mid is mega fucking risky, man. Like you're fully overexposed from the mid link, from the top mid. You don't know how many enemies are in the A main area of the map. And God forbid, I cannot use the smokes for my teammates on A if I'm behind this wall, in front of this wall. If I'm fully overexposed from the tower, from the top mid, and mid link. Okay, enemies are pushing A. You know, I need to use my smoke here, and then maybe go through mid and go for a fast rotation through short. But if I'm already rotating through short, fuck it, I would, to be honest, like, after I clear this, I would even use the Shrouded Steps deep here, so that I connect with my teammates as fast as possible, and I'm ready to support them. I'm not gonna walk here, you know? I mean, I'm gonna walk here, but then I'll just use the Shrouded Steps, and I'm there with the Sky, with the Reyna, ready to support them, and ready to stop the enemy's push. We cannot use the smoke here. Terrible, terrible. Like, no reason to do, like, in this elo. You need to focus more on Ascent. On actually, like, playing with your teammates. And rotating a bit faster. Towards your allies. Like, okay. Yes, we could have won that duel against the Neon. And I don't want to speak about your mechanical skill because I've talked about everything during our coaching. You're getting mechanically better. You know, it's gonna be a process for you. But how you play Ascent on the macro and micro level is a huge problem, essentially. In this round as well, like, whenever you ask the god, like, God, where the enemies are gonna go next, play the A site on Ascent. And defend the Amen and A short area of the map. And I mean, the main mistake on Ascent that players make in low elo lobbies is you're not playing it aggressively enough. We cannot sell the enemies mid area of the map, B main area of the map, and A main area of the map. And then enemies can come to the choke point and they're like, whoosh, they just execute the site with a Gecko flash, Gecko ultimate, Neon ultimate, Omen ultimate, like Sova drone, Sova dart, like waste some kind of a utility from enemies. Take some space for your team. You can do it alone with Omen, like, so what? Okay. I don't know where the enemies are gonna go. Let's gamble on A. And let's take the aim and control. We start the round here. Do the smoke. Enemies are pushing here, no problem. Take a paranoia, bob up, kill an enemy. Play this off angle. If you think one enemy is there, maybe you can come close, surprise that enemy, take a more kill, bap, reposition. Or you pick the enemies, you take a kill, go into the... Oh, I missed it. Sorry. Didn't play Omen for a long time. You do this. Enemies are still pushing. Baba booey. Take a kill. Take shrouded steps to make the enemies think that you reposition there. Enemies are pushing. They don't have a recon dart here. They don't have a recon utility to clear you out. Let them come closer. Let them... Don't smoke the choke point. Don't isolate yourself from your team. Your teammates take a fight with the enemies. Bop. 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 Enemies are out. Now playing this passively against the Gecko with the ultimate, Neon with the ultimate, is gonna be fun. Mega fun. Okay. But to be honest here, like, considering how much utility enemies have, I would definitely just hold the paranoia in my hands, you know, right now, and just get ready for the execute. Why we need to use a fast paranoia now? Because Gecko has the ultimate. We need to destroy that Gecko's ultimate before the Gecko fucks us up, essentially. And also here, once you did a smoke, I would have repositioned myself. Like, why are you positioning yourself like you're playing a Killjoy or Cypher or, you know, some idiot like that. Idiot agent. Like, okay, I did this smoke. Enemies are still not pushing out. Let's take this off angle, you know, to kill the enemies, and that's it. Let's play this off angle in the next round. Take the kills. Or enemies are pushing in, flash them, take a few kills, reposition here. Enemies continue to push, bob up, take a kill. Enemies are smoking you here. Reposition towards the stairs. Support our Cypher. Done. Fuck the stairs. You think Ananas is the best initiator in EU? No, but he's in a top 20. Definitely. But not the best, man. Like, there are some pro players that are just far better. Okay. Right now, we spoke about this at the start of this VOD review. Whenever there is, like, there's a chance that enemies might be pushing you through the B-main and through the market, fight for the market. Help your teammates there. If you lose the market control and enemies can go into the CT and stomp us on the B site and A site, we're fucked, essentially. We lose so much map control. So here, we do a smoke for B main and rotate fast towards the raise and play with the raise in the market. Cypher is backside with his little camera jerking off, and we are also ready to do a fast rotation towards the A side if the enemies go onto the A take. Okay, now we can rotate. Ooh, okay. Okay. Here, like, your reaction time was just a bit slow, man. Like, I mean, you saw that race take a duel here. Already now, you should have been picking the gun in your hands, you know, like, you delayed your gun for, like, exactly amount of time that would have been really good to get ready for this fight. It's not like you did some kind of a mistake here. You actually like, you know, you just, enemies just played. That Omen did a really good flank lurk and it actually worked. I mean, the main mistake was like, listen here, let's rewind this round. If you actually applied the mindset that I'm teaching you here, where would have you been in this, like where you would have been at this moment of time if you actually followed the advice that I've gave you? You would have been close to the race. And one of the rules that we follow in Valorant is that if you don't see all of the enemies on the map, if you lost a timing on a specific angle, we always clear those angles with a gun out, and we clear them methodically, one by one. So, if you actually did a smoke for the B main, took a fight with your Raze against the Neon in the market, you would have been behind your Raze, and you would have been ready to refrag her fast and to kill that Omen. But because you spent so much time at the stairs, we lost that opportunity. Okay, we're doing flash play again. I mean, like, listen. Whenever Killjoy has the ultimate on Ascent, sorry, 80% of times is gonna be the A push, 20% of times is gonna be the A push. 80% of times is gonna be the B push, 20% of the times is gonna be the A rush. Now, it really doesn't matter what the enemy's team is gonna do with this Killjoy ultimate. You are forced to take the full B main control and to have some kind of a counter for this specific ultimate. Why? B ultimate is far more dangerous than the A ultimate. Like, if you are not contesting enemies in B main and you're letting your teammates defend B site against the Killjoy with the ultimate, you're essentially praying to God that your teammates are gonna survive that. A lot of times your teammates are gonna stay on the site, they're just gonna be stuck, overwhelmed and overrun by the enemy team. Not only that you're gonna lose the site, you're also gonna lose the life of your allies. On the A side, I mean, your teammates can just go back through the garden, into the CT, go onto the rafters, go back, they can hide here and maybe survive and maybe get a few kills. But on the B side, your teammates are going to be making enormous amount of mistakes. And that's why, in this round, we should fight aggressively for the B main, as we are doing right now. But in this round, this is not what I would be doing. I would actually be doing either a fake one-way or the real one-way smoke. And essentially, you know, if the enemies are pushing here fast, we can just use a paranoia here, kill those enemies. If you have a sheriff or some high penetration weapon, we can just spam that ultimate position, destroy it, and that's it. I mean, we already have a Raze, so it doesn't matter. This smoke that you gave to your Reyna is not a good smoke. Listen, if your teammates are fighting alone on mid, from the bottom mid, you know, don't give them the smokes for the mid link and for the top mid. Give them the smokes to escape those positions. If your teammates are playing immobile type of agents, like this smoke doesn't do shit for Reyna. Enemies can just peek it out, peek the Reyna from top of the box, peek the Reyna from the mid link, she's gonna die. Whenever your teammates are stuck at the bottom mid here, always give them this smoke so they can reposition. And maybe, you know, Reyna can go for a Lear play. You know, she pops a Lear, peeks the enemies and takes some kills. I don't know. But right now, Reyna is dead. Definitely. I mean, maybe not. Actually, she survived, but yeah. And this is what I'm talking about, the A-set ultimate. Like, you know, it's whatever. Cypher still has a full setup for the A-site. He can just chill on the rafters, under the rafters, like, your Sky can escape. Your teammates are safe. Unless they pick some idiot gunfights. Nice kill. Nice paranoia to support your Cypheroni. Okay. We know that Omen is there. Oh, brother, listen here. First of all, when you're shooting with a Stinger. So, let's talk about the Stinger again, even though I talked about the Stinger so many times. Very important tip for the Stinger. If you want to master the weapon, what you want to practice in a practice range and deathmatch is the feeling for the 6th bullet. After the 6th bullet, this happens. Basically, the vertical recoil kicks in. So what you want to practice is burst firing with a 6th bullet, with 5 bullets. And after that, what you want to practice is developing the feeling for that 6th bullet. So after the 6th bullet, you need to heavily compensate the recoil of the gun. You really need to pull downwards really hard if you want these bullets to go straight onto an enemy. Another thing that we do, after the 6th bullet, if you didn't manage to hit the right timing to pull your mouse down and to compensate this recoil, crouch. Instantly crouch. So 6th bullet kicks in, crouch down, navigate those bullets onto the enemies. With Stinger, there is no run in a gun. You cannot move left and right. You need to commit to the fights. Essentially, in the close range gunfights. Like, if I'm fighting this Omen, and I know that Omen is there, I'm committing to the fight instantly, and trying to spray that enemy down. The main power of the Stinger is time to kill. And run and gun, any movement, is only possible if you're really close to an enemy. Like, one enemy is here, okay. Kill that guy. But on this range, any type of movement is gonna fuck up your recoil by a lot. And when it comes to the ADS, we use the ADS in the gunfights above 15 to 20 meters. And essentially, like, the whole magic behind ADS is that it always goes, the recoil of the ADS, burst fire, goes up left. Up left. Up left. Up left. So, when we're fighting with the ADS, we pull our mouse down right. Down right. Down right. Down right. And we create a smaller circle in which we can hit the enemy's head and maybe kill them. But also here, like, I mean, how you took this fight with the Omen was not good at all. Like, essentially, you started spraying it inside of the wall. Crosshair placement was not onto an enemy. Like, what the fuck? Also, what you need to do a bit more in those eco and halberd rounds, play with the enemy's mind. You know, like in this elo, the more shit you do, the more you outplay the enemies. Okay, Omen is there. Let's do this. Make him think that we went there, you know? And now, we swing that Omen. Ba-ba boo ba-ba-ba. That was your kill, man. But we still won the round somehow. Okay. I think this one way that you're doing here, like, if you're just doing it as a real one way, I mean, this is okay, actually. It's fine. But the problem is, like, you don't see the footsteps of the enemies that good. Like, for example, when I'm doing this one way, I usually do it a bit higher, like, than what you're doing. So essentially, for me, it goes up on this ledge. Like this. And I usually hold it a bit wider, like this. If the enemies are not, like, using any recon abilities or flash to push me out from this position. I mean, you can just do it in the way that you did it, to be honest. It really doesn't matter that much. Pay attention from which positions you're deploying the smokes. Don't be exposed from the enemies. It's okay that you're playing in market. That flash is actually... what the fuck, man. 4 enemies blinded. Perfect. Really good. Really good that you looked at the minimum. Good map awareness. Good everything. Very, very fucking nice. Very, very fucking nice. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very good. Nothing to shit about. Once again, we need to take the space in B-man or A-man. We cannot sell it. I know that we've been doing it a lot, but is the nature of the map. Gecko ultimate, Jet ultimate, Omen ultimate, Neon ultimate. It's not gonna be fun playing passively. We are gonna get cooked. Ooh, we lagged a bit. We're doing the smoke fully exposed from the beam in. Love it. Help the Reyna, definitely, because she's the market player. Her teammate in the short, very good. What the fuck? The guy turned from a gold player to like diamond. Not bad. Pushing here alone, not the best idea ever. Because we are already having a true numbers advantage, but okay. Okay, I mean, the last 2 rounds, surprisingly much better than the previous rounds, but he's starting way too passively, like, you know. For no reason. I mean, as long as something is working for you, like, you know, keep doing it. Like, listen, whenever you have the Omen ultimate available, generally speaking, it doesn't matter where you start your rounds. You know, you can fill in the positions a bit more and, you know, do whatever your teammates want you to do, because we have the ultimate to rotate as fast as possible. Listen, when you're playing behind the one-way smokes, don't hold the one-way smokes from the common angles. Because a lot of the players, like, especially in high-low lobbies, are gonna be spamming you. You know, I see the one-way here, I'm gonna do this. And try to find your body there. Like, if you already have a one-way here, swing a bit more to the left, like this. So it's harder for the enemies to find your body, if they decide to go for some kind of a random spam. Prime Jet or Prime Chamber? Prime Jet. Unstoppable agents. Unstoppable agent. And generally, I think that, you know, on Ascent, you definitely need to focus yourself more on defending the A site rather than defending the B site. It's much more important for you. Listen here, like, if enemies are pushing you through short, and you know they're gonna, you know, swing you from short, like, this is one of the best off angles that you can do to kill the enemies there. Like, nobody, but literally nobody, pre-fires this position. If you have time to do this, or to reposition, basically from these boxes, here, and hold the short angle from this angle, but rather overpower the off angle. Like, easy kills, enemies are yours. Because you definitely probably heard that Omen and Gecko running through short like a long time ago. Doing this teleport was mega not worth it. Like, you already know that enemies are on the site. Maybe some enemies can be in the aim-in. Like, you know, this is just a waste of the ultimate. Using this ultimate as a recon tool to scout the enemies on the site would be much better. Oi, 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 what? That Omen actually went through the short. Okay, okay. Okay. I don't know why you're doing that smoke as a default smoke instead of taking the space in the aim and beam area of the map. This type of shit is gonna cost you a lot. Like, the only time you should be smoking mid is if your teammates need that smoke to take the mid control. Or like to, I don't know, to support your teammates somehow. Like, your main smokes, you know, the first smokes that you use should be for the aim or beam area of the map. Especially against the enemies with so many, you know, aggressive abilities that they can use to just stomp you on the side. Like, right now, we're dead. How the fuck I play Switch against the Gecko with the flash, Neon with the stun, Jet dash, Gecko with the ultimate, like Omen with the flash. We're fucked here. Like, you always need to position yourself and to play on a defender side based on your team composition and based on enemy's team composition as well. Like, you ask yourself one simple question. What enemies can do with their utility to fuck me up on a certain spot? And how can I counter that? How do we counter this push? By playing more aggro in the beam and area of the map, because enemies never used a single piece of utility to take the main control. Or maybe with a judge, we can play, you know, judge, sheriff utility and heavy shield. We can play around the cubby position smoke and maybe kill the gecko before he does the ultimate. Maybe we can just use a paranoia, get in the smoke and try to outplay the enemies. We can play this position, do the fake one-way smoke. What is the fake one-way smoke? Smoke that looks like a one-way and looks like shit. Smoke that looks like shit, but it's actually a one-way smoke. We do a smoke here. We hold this. Ba 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 ba. Easy kills. Enemies are gonna think like, what the fuck is this smoke? We can actually see behind it. You kill them. But playing it at a switch, we are dead. Plus that Killjoy did a nasty nanoswarm, like nasty. Okay, and the last round of a defender side. Once again, we are playing like a passive potato. For A short, please use a one-way smoke, especially if your teammates if your teammates are getting split through Omen and A short. You need to master like placing your one-way smoke on top of this lamp right here and like right here. Like, it's gonna take you some time, you know, to develop a feeling for this smoke. But 10 minutes of practice in a custom server and you'll be doing it from any portion of the map. Now the problem with this teleport that you did here is like enemy Killjoy loved to lurk through the beam and area of the map a lot. So whenever you see that one enemy has tendencies to lurk and flank, you need to expect that that enemy might be there. When you were doing this repositioning, I would have just repositioned by my feet, you know, slowly, and then run and try to help my teammates out. Wasted paranoia, to be honest. Like, I mean, why would you use a paranoia here? Like, the best time for you to use a paranoia on the retake is once you get the information about the exact location from the enemy team. Or if you really need to use it to take some space. Here. If I'm on the A tower, A rafters, like, jump spot the enemies. Ah, there's no enemies here. Okay, let's use a default smoke for the retake. Let's flash the enemies here. Or let's flash the enemies here when we're going for the retake. Why would I waste it? When I'm not ready to peek, my teammates are not ready to peek, and now that paranoia would have been really fucking good. One thing that you need to do more, like from the smokes when you have a shrouded step, is definitely the fake shrouded steps as a recon tool. Especially here, like, I mean, all three of you guys are going from tower. Get info for your team. Scout the enemies. See where the fuck they are. And then peek out together with your allies. Here, obviously, you know, we should have done the smoke. Like, whenever you have, like, a numbers advantage, you should always smoke the spike instead of the choke point and just defuse the spike. Like, there's no, like, here, if you already have a smoke, just smoke the spike, defuse the spike. Your teammates are going to be holding you. And even if the Gecko kills your Raze and Reyna, there's a huge chance that you'll be able to stick the spike defuse. Okay, I mean, we covered a lot of the topics on a defender side, and I think that you know, you can play this map much better. Okay, now we're moving on to the attacker side of Ascent. So the story is very simple. Our default site and number 1 priority is A, number 2 priority mid, number 3 priority B site. Essentially, in the first 4 to 6 rounds, the best idea is to test the enemies on A, then on mid, and then to use the B site as our last resort. But how do we actually decide what to push in the first round of Ascent? Very simple as well. If enemies have one of these guys right here, I'm gonna showcase you right now, these sentinels. So they have 1, 0, or 1. What we are doing is 3 times in a row, we're pushing the A site, creating an unpredictable pattern of pushing, and then in a 4th round, we're faking A and going B. Regardless of the outcome of these first 3 rounds, we can easily fake the A site in the 4th round because we're going to apply enormous amount of mental pressure onto the enemies. Essentially, their rotations are going to be faster, and most of the times we'll be hitting the B site against only one enemy, or maybe it's going to be wide open. Especially if you win all 3 rounds on A site, it is GG for the enemy's mentality, and they will definitely be rotating faster. Who should you send to fake? Your initiator and your sentinel. Now, and you should be the one playing with your teammates on B. Now, if enemies do have like 2+, so basically 2 or more sentinels, we need to do a 1-4 split in the first round onto the B site, or 2-3 split onto the A site. Basically, we need to split the map because sentinels are gonna fuck up our push and just delay us for ages. Spike is always going, you know, if you're splitting B, Spike is going mid. If you're splitting A, Spike is going towards the A main area of the map. That's like a TLDR, essentially. Enemies have 1 sentinel, Killjoy. So for 3 rounds in a row, map design and economy and team compositions allow us to push the A site. So for 3 rounds in a row, we should be pushing the A site right now. And in the first round, if you're pushing A site with Omen, what we want to do in all of the lobbies below Immortal 3 is the following. So this is only for the lobbies below Immortal 3. For higher elo lobbies, we have a bit different approach. So you buy a classic pistol, light shield, 2 smokes, 2 shrouded steps. You run in front of your teammates, jump spot the enemies, place the smoke for short, place the smoke for generator, and we are teleporting on top of the generator with this smoke, clearing the gen, engaging the enemy's aggro here, and also, thanks to this smoke, we can continue our aggression and teleport under the rafters if we see that we have a timing to do that. And if the enemies are not playing under the rafters, like if you saw the enemies on the site, A short, etc, etc. And then we backstab the enemies, take the site control for our team, and that's it. If you're playing in the lobbies that are not high elo lobbies, in the first round, you're always doing some aggressive play with Omen, and you're taking the site control yourself. You don't need to peek first. You don't need to be the first contact with the enemies. But we need to apply the pressure onto the enemy team and be ready to refrag our teammates at any moment of time. Once you teleport in the smoke, your eyes are glued onto the minimap. Let's see what our friend Joe's Yo is gonna do. Okay, we should have jump spotted first. Our utility usage is really, really slow. Basically, like, you know, both of your smokes on the A site should be placed before your teammates reach this angle here. Or, as your teammates are clearing this angle, your second smoke should be going out of your hands. Essentially, you know, hitting the right timing to do the smokes is very important if you're playing Omen. Like, basically, your last smoke, you know, the second smoke, should go out of your hands before, or at least at the moment of time, when your teammates are swinging the enemies in the main area of the map, you know, through the choke point. Here we had a huge delay, and also, what is very important with Omen, precision is always more important than speed. That smoke in A short for the doors is absolute garbage. Now you ask yourself why. Because it gives the enemies opportunity to fuck us up from more different angles. How? If you place the smoke like this, enemies can hide here and peek us from this angle. Enemies can push us straight forward. Enemies can push us on the right as well. So I consistently need to gamble with my crosshair placement whether or not enemies are gonna pick me here, here, or here. But a default smoke to push the A side when we are not doing any special execute is the smoke like this. Now, enemies can only pick us from one choke point, and my crosshair only needs to be right here. The only time when I will be using some kind of a smoke like this is if I want to teleport in this corner and I want to take the cover from this angle. So for example, I'm using this smoke, paranoia on the right side, and I'm teleporting here, clearing all of these angles for my teammates, getting in the smoke, hitting the switch, clearing the switch, and now moving into sight with my allies. So the smoke setup, not good. Not good. And on the rafters, essentially you have only 3 smokes. So this smoke we use when we are pushing a site in the full buy rounds and you're just doing a default setup. Like you're not using your smokes for any aggression. This smoke here we use when we are playing some kind of an eco or hull buy round and we are pushing the enemies on the A side to block their vision more on the rafters and to block the vision of under the rafters as well. So we cut off some choke points from which we don't need to worry about that enemies are gonna pick us with vandals, phantoms, and shit like that. And the one-way smoke right here we mainly use in the post plant when we want to delay and stop the enemy's push completely from the rafters position. This smoke can be much better. I just randomly placed it right now. It essentially goes a bit higher like this, and then it provides you a full one-way experience from the site, from the generator, from the Omen, even from the boxes right here. And this is why we always do an aggro play in the first round, because, you know, we lost the timing for the push. Now we are over-rotating in the first round, and this is shit. Why is this shit? One rule that we use in the first round on the attacker side. First round on the attacker side should always be a 5-man aggressive push towards one objective. We don't want to rotate, we don't want to lurk, we don't want to flank, we don't want to play slow. It should always be a 5-man aggressive push, and we are trying to breach through the site as best as we can. The more rotations we do, the more we split the map, the higher are the chances that enemies are gonna fuck us up and your teammates are not gonna play together and they're not gonna clear the angles properly. Look at the race, she's alone. Your teammates are not gonna clear the angles properly. The chances of us losing this round is much higher. Also, in the first round, the attacker side players have the advantage over the defender side players. We have more utility to execute the sites, semi-automatic weapons which are really easy to play the refray game with, and that's why we need to do the aggro play in the first round. Another thing, in the earlier stages of the game, instead of rotating like this, you know, when the enemy stop your push at the choke point, what's a better idea to do? Much better idea is to use the 20 seconds rule. So essentially, my push got stopped in the first round. We don't know if the enemies are behind us, we don't know how many enemies rotated. Tell your teammates, guys, cut the noise for 20 seconds and let's reheat the same site. What is the benefit of this rule? Enemies might make a mistake. They might go for some aggro P here, you take an easy kill, open the site. After 20 seconds, enemies might think that you rotated back. They're gonna pull like 2 or 3 enemies from the site, and now, once again, you're hitting the A site against maybe 1 or 2 players maximum. Another benefit is after 20 seconds, players in Valorant heavily lose their focus when they're holding the angles and holding the bomb sites. So essentially, it's easier to push at that moment of time. But doing this rotation in the first round can cost us a lot, because it is completely unnecessary rotation for the first round. And fuck playing, you know, stop with the frenzy, man, come on. You know, classic pistol on Ascent. Once again, shit smoke, listen, on every single map and on every single bomb site, we have one choke point that is our highest priority to smoke off when we are pushing on that site. When we're pushing A site and you have only one smoke, we always smoke the switch. When we're pushing B site, we always smoke the CT. Why CT? We can just, you know, close the switch, close the doors, and that's it. Anyways, this is a really small choke point from which enemies can peek us. While the whole CT area of the map is open, and we can really get fucked in the ass if our teammates are going through the stairs, for an example. Why do we smoke switch on A site? Because every rafter smoke is kinda a useless smoke. You know, nothing is stopping the enemies to peek from the rafter smoke. But peeking from this smoke is hell of a time. You know, like it's much harder. We close the doors and then just focus on the rafters and the sides. So here, instead of using this smoke for the market, we should use the smoke for the CT. Close the doors like for the market, and then push into the site. And this is what I was talking about. Like, why did we do this rotation? Only 3 enemies rotated to A side, bro. 2 enemies were still B. Unnecessary over rotation. In the first 4 to 6 rounds of the match, follow the 20-second rule. You will have much higher chances of winning your rounds on the attack. And also, another rule that we follow in Valorant, if you lost even a split of a second timing where the enemies can be, or you're pushing onto the bomb site into an unknown territory, clear every single angle and every single position as if the enemies can be there. If I rotate it from A to B, I'm gonna clear this, and this with full caution. I'm gonna behave towards these angles as if the enemy is there. And then, if the enemies are not there, okay, we can plant the spike, and then we play with our most aggressive teammates in the post plant. Going for the plant here, without clearing the boathouse, no bueno, brother, no bueno. We still won the round, but unnecessary complication and a lot of mistakes made. Now on Ascent, listen, come closer. You listening? Good. So, enemies are equal hull by. You don't need mid and B side. Whenever enemies are equal hull by, on a defender side, 5 men push onto the A side. The easiest area of the map to be pushed, the cleanest one as well. Not a lot of angles and corners where enemies can fuck us up if you use a proper utility. We never push B. And yes, I mean, you can buy the Bulldog in the second round, but I kind of prefer the Stinger and a Shorty, but whatever. Like, Bulldog is the most optimal anti-eco and bonus round weapon, so to say. The most versatile one, to be honest. Okay, I don't know if that one-way smoke is gonna be good. We'll see. I think it should be a bit lower, but okay. Okay, push with your most aggressive teammates. You're still having that problem, man, like where you're way too disconnected from your most aggressive teammate. Like, I mean, your Raze, Reyna, and everyone is peeking the angle, you know, the B main angle, the B main choke point, and you're all the way here doing nothing. I mean, you're doing your utility, but it's an anti-eco round. Look, how would I push here with my allies, you know, jump spotted the enemies, clear this angle. Okay, now let's do the one-way smoke. Let's do a regular smoke. Let's do a paranoia. And I'm peeking out together with my allies. When you're playing Omen, it's really, really mega important that you're using your utility as you know, as you're pathing through the specific area of the map, and as your teammates are taking the space. Like, you need to be able to refrag your most aggressive teammate at any moment of time. And here, another mistake was, like, in anti-eco rounds and bonus rounds, we never want to go for some aggressive plays unless we really need to. Here, there's no, you know, in this anti-eco round, there's no reason to go for this aggro play. Just push together with your teammates, maybe teleport at lane, you know, to take this space together with your teammates, and that's it. Why would I teleport here? Maybe an enemy is there, like, waiting for me with a shorty or something, pushing out through the smoke and shit like that. And also, I wouldn't push here, because why would I risk dying from the smoke and ending up in some kind of a sandwich? I would just prioritize this route whenever enemies are eco or hull by. And also, one huge mistake here was, like, committing to the spray from the stairs at a moment of time when an enemy can be fucking us in the anal cavity from the back. Save your anal cavity. Here, as my teammates were taking the site, I would just focus on the smoke and on the market because, you know, CTN market, because enemies might pop out based on timing, and we are fucked. Now, in the post plant, ultimately the best off angle and the best position that you can play with any agent is around these boxes. You know, we can, and this position is the main position that you need to learn how to play in the post plants. Fuck the boathouse, fuck the site. Good off angle to kill the enemies on the stairs. Good off angle to surprise the enemies. Going through Speedway. Done. We can play here. Kill the enemies on Speedway. Kill the enemies there. Same topic. If you already have a TP, get up there if your teammates are playing passively. Okay, we didn't have time to do a one-way smoke there, but, you know, in the post plans, like, you really want to rely on the one-way smokes as much as possible. Like, this one is good. This one here on top of the roof is also really good, so, yeah. Okay, solid antique round. Now, in this round, you know, pushing B or splitting B through mid is okay idea, but ultimately, the best pattern of pushing against the enemies that have only one sentinel is 3 times in a row we go A, and then in a 4th round, we fake A and go B. Like, that's how you become unpredictable on the attacker's side. Here, I would actually commit to the split, because Arrays is alone in the B main. Okay, we saw 2 enemies top mid, but we still don't know where's the rest of the enemy team. Take the market control, at least you take some valuable map control from the enemy team, and then decide what to do next. Generally speaking, the best rule of thumb when you're playing a bonus round, or an eco round, or a hull by round, on the attacker's side, is just to tell your teammates to do a 5-man execute. Through the most claustrophobic main aerial death map. You know, here doing a 5-man push on B or A is still okay. Like, generally speaking, you know, I would not use the mid area of the map in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round unless I really need to do that. As long as your 5-man pushes through the choke points and through the main areas of the maps are working, keep abusing that. That is the most simple and the best playstyle that you can use to win the rounds in Valorant. If the enemies don't know how to stop your executes, they're fucked, essentially. And we are able to refrag our teammates at every single moment of time. If that 5-man playstyle is not working, okay, then we need to split the map a bit more. We need to take the mid control, maybe do something alone, etc, etc. I don't know why he pre-fired, like, the right angle. I mean, you didn't really see that Gecko went there. But I guess SmartPing kinda distracted us there. Okay, yeah, sure, we can go A. One valuable thing that we can learn from this round is that enemies on A side love to be aggressive in the A main area of the map. So now we need to clear this A main area of the map with full caution. Like, tell your Sky to use the dog immediately. Tell the Sky to use a flash. Tell the Reyna to use the flash. And if none of your teammates want to cooperate, thanks God, we're actually playing Omen. So, whenever you see that your teammates are not flashing or taking the info in the main area of the map, when you're pushing fast, just use a paranoia like this. Be done with it. Push the enemies back. Don't think about it twice. Don't think about it twice. You need to fix the precision of your smokes. Like, that smoke, like, smoke should always be aligned perfectly with a choke point and go towards the enemies. Like this. That's a good smoke. This is a good smoke. This is a good smoke. We don't want to give the enemies some gaps, you know, to pick us from different angles. This smoke setup in this round, I mean, Okay, oh, we swung the angle with 0 crosshair placement. Okay, now we can move in. Listen, man. Like, when playing Omen, one position that most of the times is a really good spot for you to teleport, and that can be your default way of entering the A site, is this position here. I mean, if my Reyna is already doing the Leer, she's going in. I'm following that Reyna. And if she already is supporting me with the flash, let's do this. Enemies here are gonna be flashed, and now I can kill the enemy in the short together with the Reyna. Enemies on the bomb site, and take the map control for my teammates. Like, on every single map in Valorant, and every single bomb site, we have one position with for Omen, where it is like 90% of the times safe to teleport. When your teammates are executing a site, revealing the enemies and flashing the enemies. And on the A site, that is essentially this position. Here, not supporting this Reyna was mega stupid. I mean, not stupid, just, you know, we could have easily won this round by supporting the Reyna, and Reyna would still be alive, but we're still probably gonna win this round. I don't know, like, maybe. What we did here, this teleport, was mega risky and mega unnecessary as well. Here, okay, we're playing postplant on the A set of Ascent. Close the doors. Look at the rafters. Look at the main. That's it. Why do you need to disconnect from your teammates right now? Make sure that, like, you know, that we're just that you're able to refrag your teammates at any moment of time, and that's it. Play with the sky, play with the rays. Like, why are you giving this Omen unnecessary 1 versus 1 gunfights? Plus, you have like 110 HP. No reason to do that. Whenever you have like 2 numbers advantage in Valorant, such as 3 versus 1, your job is done. Now you just play a refrag game, focus on proper, you know, angle holding, proper positioning, proper refrag potential, and nothing else matters. And nothing else matters. But that only works if your teammates are going with you on site and won't just randomly rotate without calling shit. Okay. Like, if you already have a Reyna that is in front of you and doing a Leer and going in, that you should support that Reyna, no? She's your most aggressive teammate, most valuable teammate as well, because she's doing something proactively. Even if she's bad, who cares? Let's use her life to enter the site and to take the site for the rest of my team. And if the rest of my team doesn't follow me in, you always have the escape routes, you know. Like, if you have 2 teleports, and you teleport here, take some kills, teleport back into the enemy's smoke, and reposition with your allies. Like, don't be one-dimensional player. Like, for every play, every outplay, like, look at 4 dimensions. Like, okay, I went out here, took the kills, bop, bop. Aha, my teammates are rotating back. Go back into the enemy smoke, rotate. And if you really notice during the match that your teammates are playing passive, you know, and they're not going in, then you should also not go in. When your teammates are passive and bad on the attacker's side, remember that the team play doesn't exist anymore for you. Your full focus is only on the enemy team. You're asking yourself, how can I make numbers advantage for my team alone? And where can I get the easiest solo kills to outplay the enemies? And that's it. Like, when your teammates are passive and bad, team play game doesn't exist on attack. That's when you need to default a bit more and just, you know, like, fully focus on fucking up the enemies yourself. This fight, absolutely unnecessary and, you know, literally just stupid fight. Why are we playing Bulldog now? Brother, ask for the gun. You know, it's a team play game. My economy is yours economy. Yours economy is mine economy. If your teammates have money to drop you a Vandal or Phantom, ask for it. If your teammates are asking for a weapon, drop it. Done. Try it at least. And if your teammates are not dropping after, like, you you know, yelling at them and telling them to drop you. In the last 3 seconds of a round, purchase what you can. Unfortunately, in this round, yeah, like, we can go with a heavy shield and bulldog, but also with Omen on Ascent, if you're pushing the A site. Stinger and Shorty are really good. You know, you're gonna be up close and personal with the enemy team when you're doing the aggressive executes and taking the space. You can buy the judge, fuck up the enemies in the short, in the smoke, you know? Like, we can basically do this strategy that I've showcased you. Judge, heavy shield. We do this type of a smoke. Do this smoke. Flash the enemies on the right side. Teleport here. From this position, close the switch, get in the smoke and surprise the enemies. Kill them. Okay, we're pushing A again. It's really bad how they're clearing the same area of the map. Like, you need to drop some kind of a utility in Amen. Like, a dog, something like... this type of shit should not be happening. And definitely, as you're using your Omen utility, you need. But you need to play more aggro. Like, okay. Like here. 2 of my teammates are going in front of me. They clear this angle. I'm doing this smoke right now. Now. I'm doing the second smoke now. Like, you have a latency of like 2 to 3 seconds for every smoke that you do. And I'm not going to talk about the precision of your smokes because we already talked about that. Because this is shit. This is going to hurt us a lot. This repositioning towards sky is okay because if we have a paranoia, we have 2 shrouded steps, at least we had them. And also we have a smoke to do it as a one-way. So it's really good that he prioritizes playing with the sky. We can easily win this round right now. We probably know that both enemies are on the site. I don't hear the audio because the clip doesn't have any audio. I don't know why did you use your smoke that fast. Because Neon didn't start defusing the spike. Maybe he did, like, she did that. I don't know. Okay, this round, ending of the round was solid. You know, you could have fine-tuned a few things here and there, but it's okay. Same shit goes for the B-main, like, picking the B-main area of the map like this against me, you're dead. You cannot pick like the Reyna. Jump spot the angle. Wait for the recon utility. Ask for something. Jiggle pick the angles. Don't peel them. You know, don't move like a taxi driver. Like, you never do this in Valorant. Only if you don't have time to stop and... But most of the times you have time to stop and just jiggle pick. This is just stupid. Should we still use the utility to clear Amen if they don't fight it, Papito? I mean, yes. As a precautionary measure. To give them the information that you're not joking around. You're not joking around. You're here to win, bro. To fuck them up. You know? So, you don't need to drop like 10 flashes in A-main and B-main. But tell your Sky to use one bird. You know? Tell the Reyna to use the Leer. Like one bird is nothing. You know? Like, just tell the Sky to do this. Like, where's the Sky? You know? Tell the Reyna to use the Leer like this. I don't know, like, you have like a Cypher. Tell the Cypher to use a camera here, you know, like, to scout the enemies, and that's it. Raise Boombot him. I mean, if you already have so many recon abilities, why risk it? By the way, this market smoke needs to be lower. A bit. So when you're positioning this one way, how we do it is we put it on top of the doorway, and then we put the smoke all the way down like this. So the circle should look like this. And then, muy bien. Enemies cannot peek through it. Once again, like, when you're pushing the B set of Ascent, especially against the enemies that are equal Halbai, but Aerith is going more like through the speedway. You know? Like, instead of ending up in this type of crossfire for no reason. Oh, sorry guys for that. No need to play this aggro, just hold... There was really no reason for you to play this aggro. I don't know why you got stunned here. What are you doing? Just, you know, Gecko is CT. Jet is in the B main. All of our teammates are on site. Just hold this. Cypher gets the contact with the Gecko. You know? Gecko is dead. Raze takes the contact with the Jet. Why do we need to die? Preserve the economy. Economy is like one of my main focuses when I'm playing in ranked. Like to have the absolutely best guns for every fucking round. And that's why I'm not fighting every fight in Valorant. Like, I'm just there for my team. I'm usually the one with the highest amount of money. I'm dropping enormous amount of weapons every single match. And I always make sure that I have the best gun for myself as well. Like, these deaths are just hurting your overall economy. Unless you already have a very stable economy, you know, like all of you guys have like 6,000 plus credits, then it doesn't matter, you know, you can do whatever you hunt the frags, like. Here as well, like, first so, when we're executing A site, let's first focus ourselves on clearing the A main area of the map, and once we clear the A main area of the map here with our teammates, that's when we use this smoke first, and then the smoke on the rafters. Jump spotting the enemies, using paranoia, moving in. Simple like that. Okay, this cannot be more simple. Okay, our teammates are clearing this. Jump spot, utility, or just peek after your allies. We kill the enemies here. Smoke this. Smoke this. Our teammates are there. We are using paranoia for the gen, and we're moving in together with our allies. Always remember the #1 rule of playing Omen in Valorant. Precision of your utility is far more important than speed. Utility that is not precise and not meaningful is gonna cost you 10 times more than utility that is slow but good. Speed is gonna come over with time. As you practice more, as you do more repetition, more reps, essentially. And that's why that is what you should focus on mainly. Proper utility users. Take your time. Even if you're slow. Look at that smoke. Look at this smoke, brother. Insanity. Also, another rule that we follow in Valorant. Fight the fights, plan the spike. What does that mean? Fight every single fucking gunfight that your teammates are fighting at that moment of time, and only plan the spike when the site is clear. There's no enemies at all. And your teammates are not fighting anymore. The only times when it matters for you to plan the spike as soon as possible is if you're in some kind of a huge numbers disadvantage or economy disadvantage. In a full buy, essentially like, you know, Neon is peeking your teammates from the rafters, kill the Neon. Omen is killing your teammates in the smoke in the switch, kill the Omen. But that smoke that you did is the reason why your Cypher is not alive anymore. Brother, you're killing people. Jail time, instantly. Don't panic, don't panic. We have paranoia now. Paranoia and 2 shrouded steps against the guy with the Bucky. Who wins? You know, here. Okay. We killed the enemy Neon behind the this like generator. We heard the Omen destroying the doors with the Bucky. Omen was doing this. What do we do now? What are they gonna do? Extend the gap between you and the Omen. Instead of doing this, we should have used the shrouded steps to play with his mind, make him guess where did this Omen teleport. And if he is pushing us fast, we have enough range to destroy that Omen and surprise him. If you hear the footsteps, Paranoimus Rex, TP above him, ba 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 ba. you need to use more of your utility to outplay the enemies. Don't be afraid. It would have been 10 times better here that you lost this round because you tried to outplay this enemy with utility instead of losing the round in such a stupid way like this. At least you learn how to use your utility, when to do it, how precise you need to be, what are all of the timings that you need to be aware of. Like this, you don't learn anything. The guy was just hunting you with a Bucky like this and won the round by doing one left click on you on this range. Does that mean placing a one-way that takes time is better than placing a fast smoke? There is also a rule for the one-way smokes. If you cannot find a one-way smoke in less than 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds. So basically, look at my screen. It takes you, so you navigate your smoke towards A short, and for 2 or 3 seconds, you cannot find this triangle. Fuck it. Do a regular smoke. If you have plenty of time to place a one-way, then okay, you know, try to find it if you think enemies are not gonna push there. But if your teammates gets the contact with the enemies in short, and you wanna do a one-way, 2 seconds pass. Fuck it. Do a normal one. Listen, when you're placing this mid smoke, I made you know, like, I didn't explain it properly in my rank playbook. When smoking the bottom mid, always put this smoke slightly, you know, towards the middle of this choke point. Like this. So that enemies don't have this angle right here to fuck you up. Because your teammates will never check this off angle right here. Because if you do a normal smoke, you know, this is wide open. Like, always do it not really in the middle, but close to the middle, essentially. Something like this. That's perfect. That's good. Like, enemies are not seeing anything from the top of this smoke. Yeah, that's good. Ooh, nice flick. You see, this is another thing that I don't understand in ranked solo queue at all. So our 5-man pushes are working. The last round, we didn't lose because our execute was shit. The last round we lost because our smokes were shit. We're not using any recon abilities and flashes to clear the aim area of the map. And the 1v1, 1v3 post plant. I mean, the post plant was also shit. Like, if your 5-man pushes are working, you actually take the site and plant the spike. Ask yourself what is not working. Why are we losing the numbers? So, we lost a few players in Omen because enemies played aggro. Easy fix. Insta paranoia. Insta paranoia through the choke point right here. Or tell your Sky to use a flash dog, whatever. Our post plant is shit. Let's see what we can do better in the post plant. Maybe we can take a better position. Maybe we can focus more on our most aggressive teammates that are taking the fights at that moment of time. Our utility usage was shit. Okay, let's focus on the one-way smokes, better smokes, more precise smokes. It is stupid right now to go through mid and split the A side through short because their 5-man pushes were working completely fine. Just the, you know, clearing of the main areas of the maps was bad, and the postman was shit. Now, one mega giga rule: whenever you're pushing a bomb site that has the short area of the map and the main area of the map, your main priority, as soon as you can, is to clear that main area of the map and see if any enemies are there. Your teammates will never do it. Your teammates are gonna completely ignore a possibility that enemies can be there, and you will just lose the numbers for absolutely no reason. Before planting this spike, we should have cleared the aim in. Or plant it in a safer way. Right now, if we die from aim in, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. Here, like, when Killjoy did this shit ultimate, I mean, this ultimate that the enemy Killjoy did is shit. And what the fuck is this? I don't know If the spike is already planted here, why do you need to go on the rafters and kill the Killjoy's ultimate? I would have just went short, killed the enemy jet on short, and that's it. I can see that spike from the short. I don't know what this game decision really fucked you up here. Like literally, pay attention. You know how the Killjoy's ultimate actually looks like where he planted it, where she planted it. Like there was no reason to go through the garden here. And you also saw that enemy jet a few minutes ago killed your teammates on mid, and that she's probably in the short area of the map. I don't know how we always buy the bulldog. Like, to be honest, we don't have money for anything. I don't know, man. Like, I think you can have more versatility with your guns. Omen with Stinger and Shorty and Heavy Shield is really good on this map. Especially when you're going for the aggressive plays that I've showcased in my ranked playbook on Discord server. Judge as well. Like, there's so many alt plays that you can do on A set and B set of Ascent. It's insane. You know, especially when you notice that your teammates are bad. Like, they're not taking the proper space for you. Fuck it. Stinger, Heavy Shield, Shorty. Let's clear the main area of the map. We can do the smoke here. This smoke like this. Flash the enemies on the stairs. Teleport down. Clear the smoke. From the smoke, we can extend our play. Or simply swing out, take the stairs control, maybe kill the enemies in the market, etc, etc. We can also use this smoke for this outplay. So this, paranoia, and we teleport in this cubby position that we create with the smoke. Kill this enemy, move in the smoke, kill this guy, move towards the stairs. Ooh, little bug on my table. Little bug. Okay. Our push is stopped again. But Cypher is moving in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I need you to work on this a bit more. Like, it doesn't matter what's gonna be the call out in this round, whether or not your teammates go back or forward. But you cannot play here when 3 of your teammates are here ready to execute a site. You need to play here. When if your teammates decide to go out, you're out as well and ready to support them and ready to refrag them immediately. There's a huge gap in between you and your teammates that have the highest chances of dying. And that gap you need to minimize. No need to fight this. We are 3 versus 3. Okay. I mean, this comes more with experience and time, you know, like thinking in this specific way. We have the ultimate. We have 2 shrouded steps. Spike is on the left side. We don't need it. We don't need to pick up the spike. We don't need to pick up the spike. We can just teleport it at the lane. Use the ultimate. Pick up the spike. And also, if enemies are fighting us, don't plant the spike. Fight the enemies. We finish the fights, plant the spike, play with your teammates. Because picking the enemies here in the fight from this angle can be mega dangerous. Oh, enemy Omen gave us a smoke. Thank you very much. But we didn't really see on the minimap that we don't have a spike. And also, like, this, how you died here is more of a problem of map awareness that you still have. Like, I mean, you saw and you heard the neon pushing into the site. You saw the question mark right here. Your Reyna checked the stairs. Your, here. Your Raze is holding this. I mean, where is Neon gonna be? Neon needs to be in this area of the map. She didn't make a single move. It's more like a general awareness problem, like, but it's gonna get better for you, like, as you do the training that I've shared with you. This round, I feel that we complicated it too much. Like, if you just, like, use the shrouded steps to go onto lane, pick up the spike with the ultimate, Easy peasy. We can just fight with our teammates. Like, picking this fight together is much better than swinging here and swinging here, and enemies are holding maybe some kind of an off angle here, killing you there. Your arena cannot refrag you. You get the point. Like, here, once again, I mean, we are playing an eco round, half a round. With Omen also on the attacker side, you should not feel afraid to run it down with a shorty as well. Especially in this match, like, we know that enemy Omen consistently likes to play around this smoke. Shorty heavy shield. Do you need anything else with Omen? Shorty heavy shield and all of your utility. We do this smoke, we do the default smoke there, paranoia this, teleport there as our teammates are going out, bam, kill the enemy Omen with a shorty, take his gun, close the switch, move into sight. If the enemy Omen is not in the smoke, you can chill in the smoke a bit and see if he's... Like, a lot of the players, like, you know, when you start closing the doors, they're gonna start spamming the smoke and spamming the doors. So what you can do, if you're here, we close the doors, and then you play here, like this. Enemies are spamming the doors, listen to the audio, look at the bullet tracers, pick a right moment of time to peek out and delete an enemy. That's why versatility in the guns that you play, especially with Omen, is mega important. And you need to go for more aggressive plays. Now I see what you were talking about. Like, here, brother, if my teammates are going out, Reyna is doing the leer. I'm teleporting in the corner that I mentioned before. Like, there is no way that I'll be allowing this idiot to go in alone and, you know, not having a single chance to refrag him. Another thing is that if your teammates are aggressive and bad, such as the ones that you have right now, that is the moment of time when you should do aggressive plays with the Omen. One smoke, used for your teammates on A site, and the second smoke used for your aggro outplays. Do the smoke at the generator, do the smoke here. Like, my playbook is filled with different setups and nasty setups that you can use to outplay the enemies. And I mean, we didn't really cover them because I never had a VOD review with you on Ascent, but you have the access to everything, so just watch it. There's no way we lose this match, man. Enemies are terrible. Move in through the choke point. Ooh, is that a first normal smoke? Yes, sir! Raw Excel kicked in. Yeah, that Rafter smoke is like same problem as in every other round. There's a huge latency in between your utility usage and how ready you are to support your teammates. Here, we're pushing through this choke point. Your Raze made footsteps right now. Now we do the smoke. Second smoke, paranoia, and we go out. If you already have a Sky Ultimate, you don't even need to use a paranoia. Fuck it, just follow up your teammates, follow up the Sky Ultimate, and that's it. But to be honest, enemy Gecko in this round got mega lucky, like he just sprayed, you know, two of them through the smoke. Listen, whenever you're planting the spike, like, always plant the spike towards the objects and towards the corners, so that enemies have a smaller circle to defuse the spike. So if enemies, like for example, if you plant the spike like this, I'm playing Omen on a defender side, and I do this, I can defuse the spike from here, from maybe here, from maybe even here, and it's much harder for you to guess where is my body. But if you plant the spike towards the actual generator, then there is much lower amount of circle that enemies can use to defuse the spike. If you do this, voila. Enemies have a much smaller circle, like basically spike is not sticking out. So enemy cannot do some kind of a shit like this to defuse the spike, like, you know, hide behind a cover or some shit like that. For this angle, it is not that important. But for example, if you're planting the spike, let's say, around the box here, or on B side somewhere, it is really important. Oh, I'm gonna die. Just a second, guys. Okay, so what he did in this round. He planted the spike, and instead of playing with his teammates or going for some aggro plays, he decided to go main. So, I mean, like, once again, especially if you're in the numbers disadvantage, you really need to, like, play a bit more aggressive and try to isolate the enemies in the gunfights before they actually have a time to execute the site together. Okay, okay, nice try. And the last round, we're moving B. Are we gonna use a flash or something to clear it? Not really. Once again, we're miles away from our teammates. But this time our teammates actually, like, took the kills. Bella Bay, well stream. And now we play as aggressive as our most aggressive teammates are playing. So what we should play right now, we should play close to the stairs so that we are ready to support our Reyna and our Cypher. Like, one of the worst postman positions that you can take on Ascent is the fucking stupid boathouse. Literally. An ultimate position, you know, one of the best positions, is essentially playing on top of these boxes or around these boxes here. Taking this off angle, or we can just play fully aggro. You know, do a one-way here, hold the CT, hold the stairs, hold the market, play with our teammates. You know, all of the good stuff. In the boathouse, you're just gonna get stomped with the enemy's utility, like flashes, paranoia, smokes, Gecko's ultimate, and as I said, like in the postmans, you're always trying to find a way to play with your most aggressive teammates. Here, the best two ideas would have been if you played close to the stairs or close to the Reyna in the speedway. Since Reyna is already taking aggressive fight, you know, here like this, you can just hide here, tell the Reyna to move her fat ass, Reyna can be here, and then peek together. Let's see what's gonna happen. Gecko has the ultimate, but Gecko just swings, like, whatever. Okay. We're not gonna review the overtime, like, I mean, if we didn't win a match, like, up until now, it doesn't really matter. So he's playing B side again, snooze fest. But this whole match, enemies mainly abused him on, like, I think every round on a defender side they lost on A. And he is playing B. Okay. That smoke there is okay for the sky. We should be doing a faster rotation because our teammates already took an enormous amount of space on mid. Support your Reyna. Okay, enemies are moving through short. Now we go short. Good paranoia. But we should have played this round on A side, as I was talking about through this whole fucking VOD review. Especially if you notice that enemies are winning the most of the rounds on that specific site. Now, I mean, you know, like when enemy smoker is alive and you're playing against a controller that can do one-way smokes, you're always forced to use your smokes to defuse the spike. And in this situation, like, using the smoke on the spike is much better than using the smoke for the choke point. Because there's, like, aiming market, like, you know, you cannot just cover a choke point with one smoke. If he actually smoked the spike here, maybe we could have won it. Now we push A set like a normal human beings, but once again, Cypher is speaking alone. He could have died. Shit smoke. Shit smoke on the tower as well. Rafters, like, precision is more important than your speed. This smoke can cost us a lot. Now we can teleport on top of the... like, one of the best postman positions. When you have all of your teammates alive. on the A side, just on top of the generator. If you have teammates that can hold either rafters or short for you, just teleport up here. Hold the short, kill the enemies, kill the enemies. Just pay attention to the minimap to see what your teammates are holding for you. You definitely need to use more of your, like, shrouded steps, not only to reposition, but to play with the enemy's mind. You know, get the information for yourself. Make the enemies think that you teleported somewhere. Like here, against a platinum gold jet that is there. Brother, like, you just do this. Jet is looking there or there. Swing out, take a kill, proceed forward. Take more like the top of the generator as your default, like, postman position. Like, especially when so many of your teammates are alive or your teammates are controlling the rafters area. Like, if your teammates are controlling at least 2 of these positions, the top of the rafters should be like your number 1 priority as a postman position. You know? If your teammates have the control of this and this, you just look at the rafters. If your teammates control, like, are looking towards the short and rafters, hold the aim in. Best of angle to surprise the enemies. What to do if teammates are not aggressive, like none of them? We talked about that a few seconds ago. When your teammates are passive and bad, or generally passive, and that passive gameplay is not working for you, teamplay doesn't exist anymore. Your main focus is only on, like, you're asking yourself one question. How can I fuck up at least one enemy myself, outplay him, take a kill, and do something alone? And in the same time, prevent the deaths of my teammates, or maybe regroup with my teammates to do something together later. Like, whenever my teammates are passive and bad, I'm just focused more on reading the enemies. So, like, I don't know, enemy jet player is always peeking in this angle aggressively. Let's try to outplay him, let's try to get a kill there, and then connect with the rest of our team. If the passive gameplay is not working, like, it's just go for the aggressive plays with Omen. You know, go alone. Like, majority of aggressive Omen outplays are really fucking safe. And if you're using your utility in the right way, fake shrouded steps. Shrouded steps for the information. Safe shrouded steps, like combining paranoia properly with your utility. Most of the times will be good for 1 kill. And still be alive to fight the rest of the enemy team. But that's why you should take a look at other VOD reviews. Watch my ranked playbook on my Discord server. And follow this content. And also, you know, through repetition and time, everything is gonna be better. Joe, brother. For now, keep doing the training that I'll share with you. You really need to spend some time observing the exclusive coaching videos and ranked playbook that I'll share with you throughout our coaching. Like, majority of these problems that you have are already covered and explained in our original coaching material that I'll share with you. And you just need to implement it within your gameplay, and just through repetition and time, it's gonna be good. Overall, I'm not satisfied with this match in particular, but I'm satisfied with your overall improvement. You know, the silver 3 player that I coached was 30% times or 40% times worse than this gold player 3 here. This gold 3 player. So, do the training that I share with you, aim training routine, put in more time in the game, fix the problems that we talked about on Ascent. You'll be more than fine. And other than that, thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, join the daily Twitch streams, join my Discord server for coaching, and I'll see you in the next video.